up? What's up, everyone? Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if y'all can hear me. How y'all doing tonight? I swear, bro. I was till midnight sun, hoping you was coming on. I had my popcorn ready. Appreciate y'all tuning in. All right, yes, we can hear you. Cool. All right, let me get everything up. Give me 1 second, y'all. What's up, Swab? What's going on, G-Dub? What's going on? Shout out to Kenneth Alexander. Shout out to DJ 85. Appreciate y'all pulling up tonight. We're gonna talk about a lot tonight. Y'all know the season getting ready to start, so we in hype mode right now. Looking forward to the SWAC MEAC Challenge this weekend. Pretty sure it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully the SWAC pull it out. We don't need another loss. Can't keep losing these SWAC MEAC challenges. You bringing up JSU and NDSU tonight? Yeah, we're gonna talk about everything. You know how we go. We kind of don't have like a schedule of what we're gonna talk about. We just go with the flow, and whatever topics people want to talk about, we talk about them. Yes, sir. Let's set the record straight, my guy. Right. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button so we can get the stream out to more people tonight. Appreciate y'all tuning in. So, how many of y'all going to the Orange Blossom Classic? I will be at the Orange Blossom Classic. So I'm going. I decided to go. I wasn't gonna go. I was just gonna go to the homecoming, Jack State homecoming, and the Southern versus Jack State game, but I went on and decided to go. Yeah, I went on and decided to go. I said I'm gonna go ahead and go. I really want to go to the Memphis game too, since it's gonna be the last one, but that's gonna be back-to-back weekends. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. What's going on, ES? Waiting on a few more people to get in. Can't hear you if you talking. You can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, right? Y'all should be able to hear me. Yeah, you might want to refresh your page, Marcus Adams. Cause yeah, everybody should be able to hear me. You might want to refresh your page. Shout out to Miss Gowdy for running the channel. Shout out to all the mods out there too. Make sure y'all keep it clean tonight. When the bots start coming in, y'all know how the bots be doing. What's going on, Miss Ivy too? He said nobody swag buds. Can y'all hear me? Y'all are funny. But anyway, y'all. So I want to talk about HBCU GO. That's gonna be the first topic I'm gonna talk about before I open up the phone lines. Y'all know I'm gonna open up the phone lines so y'all can call in as well. But first I'm gonna talk about HBCU GO. Now, a lot of people are speculating what the deal is for the SWAC. I think this is gonna be a great thing for the SWAC because it's getting those games that people normally wouldn't watch. It's getting those games out there for people to watch. And so I think it's going to be a great asset for our conference. And then, it's a secondary platform to ESPN. So if your game isn't on ESPN, you can get your game on HBCU GO. And they have so many stations, and they have so much range because they're under CBS as well. So you're going to have big markets like Seattle, Philly, Los Angeles. You'll be able to see SWAC games in cities like that. So it's gonna be a great thing. Now some of y'all saying, hold up now, Marcus, you saying that you can't hear me. Everybody else can hear me. Now Terry Harris saying that it's no sound. Y'all might want to refresh your pages because shouldn't nothing be wrong with my mic. Everything should be working. Swagbull, the audio is good. Yeah, everybody can hear. So I don't know what Terry Harris is talking about. Volume is good. I can hear it. Yeah. Okay. Javen will say 10-year, 120 for 12 school. That's borderline chilling circuit. I agree with that. Now I will agree that the money is kind of funny to me, but you have to understand HBCU Go is a new thing. They probably don't have that kind of money, but we need to get to the point where HBCUs, what the SWAC conference is getting at least 120 million a year. Each school is getting $10 million a year. That's what we need. That'll lift our conference up. DJ Eddie said swag buzz get high when y'all say y'all can't hear. Man, y'all know how this audio be acting sometimes. I finally have figured it out, and I should have everything working properly, so we shouldn't have any audio issues. Y'all know how that go. It's secondary rights, not primary. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people was talking about Byron Allen. They don't want it. They don't trust him. And I'm like, come on, y'all. Y'all see a black man trying to put HBCUs out there, trying to put them in the forefront. Let's give him a chance and see what he's gonna do. Nobody else is trying to do it. Let's be real. Nobody else was trying to, make a platform for the SWAC games to get put out there. He stepped up to the plate, and we should give him a chance. I'm just tripping about the SWAC office getting 40%. They pimping. Oh, it's 1 mil. Starlight Moon is 1 mil. I just said I would like to see it get to the point where SWAC schools are getting at least 10 million a year. Because that would be good for each SWAC school to get 10 million a year. You can increase your budget and stuff like that. So that'll lift the conference up. 10 years, 120 for the SWAC is great considering they do drive nearly that much revenue. We can still go to FS1, Fox, ESPN, Amazon, etc. for primary rights. Yeah, I would like to see the commissioner try to get with one of those big streaming giants like Amazon. HBO is being rolled into uh I think Warner Brothers Discovery. I think that's going to be the name of the platform. So HBO Max is about to go away, and it's about to be under Warner Brothers Discovery because they merged together. So if they can try to get with that platform, that'll be great. Apple, you got so many. Apple, Hulu, you got so many that I think if they're trying to do sports and the commissioner probably went them or went to them, I believe they'll listen, and we probably can get something popping. That's the future, man. The streaming sites are the future. So we definitely need to tap into that. As for the MEAC challenge, I'm hoping Alabama State pulls it out. We don't need another L. We do not need another L. But I think it's going to be a good game. How many of y'all going to Atlanta for the SWAC MEAC challenge? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, let me know in the comments if y'all going to the SWAC MEAC challenge. I'll be going to the OBC. I got me a nice little hotel on South Beach. I never been to Miami before, so I'm gonna love that little. I'm only staying out there for like a day though. I only got a quick turnaround flight. I'm going that Saturday, flying in that Saturday morning, and then I'm gonna leave Sunday night right after the game. I'm not staying out there too long. Marcus Adams said, I'll be there next year for sure. Yeah, I think I want to, if Jackson State plays in the SWAC MEAC Challenge next year. So I think I'm definitely going to go to that one because I love Atlanta. Atlanta is one of my favorite cities. So anytime I have an excuse to go to Atlanta, I usually go. And if Jackson State makes it to the SWAC championship, not the SWAC championship, but the Celebration Bowl this year, I'll be definitely going to Atlanta this year. I'll make that trip. Who you meeting up with? Solo trip to Miami? Yeah, I got some people out there. I got frat brothers and stuff out there that I'm meeting up with. We dropping bombs on SC State next year. Right. That's going to be a good game, man. That's going to be a dope game. I'm going to MEAC versus Marshall Challenge. DJ 85 said, y'all in the SWAC Bulls business. Right. Right. But I'm going to open up the phone line so y'all can call in. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Y'all know how we do over here. I like to get y'all involved in the show. I like to get y'all input, see what y'all thinking, where y'all minds at right now. You know, we almost there. Season about to start. It's about to get turned up. So it's a very exciting time for the SWAC. All right, the phone lines are open, 657-390-4814. If you want to call in, you can call in. Let us know what you're thinking, who you're rooting for this season, who you think going to be a bust this season, who y'all think going to take it. 301, what fraternity are you in? Kappa Alpha Psi, 301 Sheck. SWAC, Byron Allen has been around for 30 years. He's very smart. He's trying to black folks to see advertising is the money you have to have advertising. We spend the most money. Right, man. If you can get black people the spending power that we have, man, if we can get that headed towards the right thing, going into the right thing, man, we'll be unstoppable. I got a call coming in. Hold on just a second, y'all. What's going on? Calling you live. Talk to me.
Gabriel from Memphis. What's going on, bud?
What's going on, Gabriel?
Yeah, man. I was looking for you Sunday night. I'm like,
oh yeah. I had to postpone the show.
Oh, okay, yeah. okay. So you doing all right tonight?
Yeah, I'm good. We good.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you pretty good. But yeah, you know, speaking of the HBCU GO, you notice that Jackson State is not on their schedule. I think because ESPN pretty much, you know, doing their cherry picking.
Yeah, well, they got
all those games.
Yeah, they're the primary platform, so they can get deals on whatever game they want.
Right. Yeah. And was having some conversations with the HBCU GO. Now I know, like you were saying earlier, I think what's his name? I think Byron Allen. I think he got a licensing deal, you know, the SWAC licensing deal, or the HBCU licensing deal with I think CBS and maybe a couple other networks too. So if we as HBCU fans, you know, tune in and go to these games, make it look good, man, this could really work out like next year, because from what I understand, this is the last season that CBS is going to show SEC games. I think SEC is strictly going to be ESPN after this season.
Yeah, that would be definitely good if we could take advantage of that. But I'm gonna have you call in a little later. I'm gonna get some of these other calls. But I appreciate you calling.
Okay.
All right, Gabriel.
All right,
thank you for calling.
All right.
Yeah, we definitely need to tap into that. You know, like CBS, Fox. Definitely need to tap into those. Hold on just a second, y'all. What's going on? Calling you live. Talk to me.
Matthew.
What's going on, Matthew?
Hey, what's going on, Swag Buzz? How you doing? It's Matthew, Minneapolis.
What's going on out there in Minneapolis, man? I never been out there
Oh
before.
man, you already know, man. I'm just just trying to hold it down as a graduate. It's a couple of us Jacksonians, Jackson State alumni that live in the Twin Cities and
Oh,
whatnot.
really?
I know. Yeah, yeah. I would say I would say it's probably 100 of us that I
Okay.
know of or so. But yeah, man, we trying to get something popping up here with an alumni chapter. I know some YouTubers have been saying we're scared to play North Dakota State. Like uh like they're don't get me wrong, they're a strong program. They got a lot of FCS championships, but nobody's scared of them. And the move, in my opinion, I don't really think we should play them in Minneapolis because um, NDSU alumni base is really strong up here. The move would be play them in Chicago. That's where we need to play them. If we will play them eventually. But
Yeah.
that's not what I called to talk about. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. I cut you off.
Well, I was just gonna say if we played them, I would definitely want it in a city where people from the South would want to travel to make it like a vacation type thing.
Yeah.
So it definitely needs to be in a
Mhm.
city that will want to get on a flight and go, spend the time in a nice city. Like Chicago is nice.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good city.
Yeah.
Well, what you about to say?
Yeah. No. No. Sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, I was saying, what were you about to say? You was about to say something else?
No, I was about to say that, man, this week, this upcoming, these next 2 weekends are going to be crazy, right?
Yep.
And we should definitely be trying to pay attention to this Alabama State Howard matchup, just to see, what, what the MEAC is going to, of course, it's just a one team representation, but that's going to be interesting. And then I just learned this 2 days ago, Swag Buzz. Bethune-Cookman. So I'm coming to Miami. I'm going to Jacksonville, and I'm going to go to homecoming in Campbell, and then I'm coming back that next weekend to fly into Jackson. So it's going to be a crazy traveling schedule for me this fall, but it is what it is. And I did go to Miami last year. Bethune-Cookman plays at the University of Miami at 2:30 that Saturday, which I didn't even realize that until like two
Oh
days
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, they're gonna be at the
They
same
play
stadium.
in Miami.
Yeah, they play at the same stadium too.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then but I think, man, I think we should be definitely be trying to scout, especially this Saturday on the ACC network. FAMU plays University of North Carolina. We should try to see, like, I'm concerned because we didn't tackle him well when he did get the ball, the Jennings kid. But other than that, the receivers don't. I'm not worried. I think our defensive backs will win the receiver. Our linebackers are really good. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to be next to Aubrey. Is it going to be Barrett Hobson? Is it going to be is Andrew Please gonna take his hand out the ground? Who's gonna be? Is it Arrington? Who's gonna be next? And then the offensive line. I've been doing a lot of research. People have been saying it's gonna be like right now coming out of camp and then the two scrimmages. They say it's gonna be Debo, Tyler Brown, Zach Bro, Evan Henry, and Willis. So
Yeah, man. I'm looking
another
forward.
line.
I'm looking forward to it. What do you think FAMU is gonna do against UNC?
I think they're gonna run the ball more,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I said, the only running back that, because he's big, he's strong, and he runs at a very good pad level, is the 23 Jennings kid. I don't know much about their other backs. You know what I'm saying? The other backs, like Bishop Bonnet, I felt we didn't tackle him well, especially in the fourth quarter in that game in last year's OBC. But I think we probably will have cleaned that up. I am interested to see what they're gonna do with the whole Musa and number 17, like how they gonna Rashawn McKay, like how they gonna do it, because they say when you have multiple quarterbacks, you don't have any. But yeah, man, I'm excited about our tight ends, man. I'm excited about Quay.
Yeah.
I mean, man, it ain't even like our third. Oh, go ahead.
I would like to see Quay at running back. I mean, I know Shadur said something about them playing him at running back, so I would like to see what he does there. I don't know if he really wants to play running back. You know how some of those players are when it comes to different positions. They don't want to play out of position, but maybe it'd be a role that he would embrace because he definitely has the talent, the body type. He definitely has it.
Yeah. And then the running backs, I honestly, I think, man, they say the way Santee Marshall and Tyson Alexander are working, and not saying that Sylveon Wickerson is not working hard, but man, we got a stable. Everybody keeps talking about all these other, Grambling, Maurice Washington, you know what I'm saying? These other running backs that were recruited. And, the kid from Pittsburgh, I saw his tape that FAMU is going to have. I don't know. I don't necessarily think he's better than Jennings, but that's going to be an interesting development to watch in that UNC game when they play FAMU this weekend.
Right.
But I hope they stay healthy, though. I really do. Like Mr. Ford always say, I really hope health is important because I don't want no excuses because we about to go to work for real.
Right. But I appreciate the call. Let me get to some other callers, always. Man. Thank you for calling.
Always. Have a good night. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Shout out to Miss Gowdy. Appreciate the donation. Shout out to you. All right, we got another call. Hold on just a second, y'all. Oh, y'all know who this is. What's going on? Call you live. Talk to me.
Hey, this is Mr. Ford. How you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, they can hear you, Mr.
You can
Ford.
hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, you good, Mr. Ford. Go ahead.
Okay. First and foremost, guys, I want to express my condolences to Grant Hill. He lost his mother. His mother was also the wife of Calvin Hill, who played for the Dallas Cowboys back in the late 60s and early 70s. She was a college roommate of Hillary Clinton. They went to a school called Smith College. It's, up in New England, they got this thing called the Seven Sister Schools. And Smith College is one of those schools. So we want to express our, we know about Grant. Grant Hill is a minority owner of the Atlanta Hawks. A lot of people don't know that, but he is. Mm-hmm. He's a minority owner of the Atlanta Hawks. So we want to express our condolences concerning the death of his mother. Let me just say this, Swag. Man, the SWAC conference is just being blessed, man. There's so many great things happening for this conference. Now, there's a plot to try to trick us on some things, but hopefully we will get by it if we stay on our knees and ask God to reveal them devils. Because let me just say this to all y'all that's running around here hollering about North Dakota State. It's a pimp game. That's what it is. It's a pimp game. What they want to do is pimp Jackson State. See, Jackson State right now is as hot as Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas, any of them schools. Everybody all over this country, and if they're hearing about them throughout the world, is talking about Jackson State. Jackson State's brand is as big as it can be. And what North Dakota State wants to do is pimp us. See, in the past, did you hear them talk about anything about playing Jackson State? No. Why do they want to play Jackson State? Not because they want Jackson State to make their money. See, y'all need to go back and read two books. One book is called The Death of Rhythm and Blues by, what's that guy's name? He's from New York. He graduated from St. John's. And he tells you how them black entertainers basically were so talented in making all this good music, and then they got pimped by them record labels. The other one y'all need to go back and read is that book called Only the Ball Was White. It tells you how Major League Baseball destroyed the Negro Leagues. They took their players, took the money, and then destroyed the Negro League. That's what that North Dakota State. I wouldn't give a damn if Jackson State didn't ever play North Dakota. I'm telling y'all, it's a pimp game. See, y'all listening to Blue now. And by the way, I hope Blue is on the line. Let me say this to you, Blue. This guy, Sam Herder, said the other day, he said that, now this is a white man, he said the FCS playoffs was a waste of time. Did you know about that, SWAC?
Yeah, I did a video on it.
Okay, now here's the thing. I ain't heard Blue say nothing about that. All he pushing is, he's saying that Jackson State should play North Dakota State. FAM should play this school up here called Kennesaw State. See, that's a pimp game. They've been pimping us the last 300 years. When we gonna wake up? It's a pimp game. Playing them ain't gonna help us. Let me tell you something. Like your last caller said, they should take. He said that they should. Jackson State should take North Dakota State to Chicago. No. What Jackson State need to do is take South Carolina State up there or North Carolina A&T to Chicago and kick their ass. That's who you need to take up there.
All right.
Oh, yeah, thank you right there. T. Doss, Nelson George. There you go. Thank you. Nelson George wrote a book called The Death of Rhythm and Blues, and he tells you how they pimped them all. Listen, they wanted to take, I don't know if you I hope y'all remember. You remember Sam Cooke? See, Sam Cooke wasn't just an outstanding singer. Sam Cooke was also a writer, okay? He had a songbook that was worth millions. And there were some people of the other persuasion that wanted control of it, and that's why he was killed. Y'all don't know nothing about that, but I'm just telling you. They want to pimp us. They want to pimp the SWAC the same way they pimp the Negro League baseball, the same way they pimped all them black artists who were rhythm and blues singers. Now, I know some of y'all don't understand that, but anyway, I'm just telling you. But if Blue is on this line, Blue I ain't heard you say nothing about what Sam Herder said. He said that the FCS playoff is a waste of time. And let me say this about this, because I'm tired of y'all talking about that North Dakota State. If North Dakota State want to play somebody, go play Coastal Carolina. Go play Appalachian State. Go play Troy State. See, let me tell you the game that North Dakota State is playing. They are a FBS program playing bully in the FCS. I know y'all don't understand that.
No, I agree with that.
That's what they're doing.
I agree with
they're
that.
They're bully. See, now, listen, why all of a sudden you want to come to the ghetto? Okay? 10 years ago, did North Dakota State say they want to play Jackson State? See, they want to cash in on Jackson State's notoriety and popularity. They want to pimp Jackson State. That's what they want to do.
Right. But hold right there for me, Mr. Ford. Let me get this other call online. Hold on just a second.
Okay, all right.
Also, shout out to Miss Gowdy for the other donation. Appreciate that. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
What's up? This is Bridges. I understand what Mr. Ford. I understand where he's coming from as far as like what his representation of that is, but at the end of the day, football is football. Like, no matter if, from what I see it as, no matter if you're white, black, football is football. If you can go in between these two lines and play the game, that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You want competition. You want to go up with them boys. Like, nobody, like, I know all the Jackson State and all the FAMU football players, they done expressed it. I done talked to these boys personally. They want to play those games. They just don't want to play mediocre games. They want to play games to see where they can rank themselves as in a college player, as in a college athlete. And just hands down, like, you know, competing with the SWAC, yeah, that's one thing, but competing out your conference and showing up and showing out and, you know, getting the money that you're supposed to get as far as your draft stock, that's 10 times better. That, I mean, just like Willie Simmons said, this may be We showing up to get more money. We ain't showing up to make money. We showing up to get more money. Isaiah Land showing up to get more money. Xavier Smith is showing up to get more money for his draft stock. Like, they want to play these games. It may hurt us at the end as far as Mr. Ford says, pimping us, but at the end of the day, like, you got to think about the kids. We can't think about the past so much. We got to think about these kids and what they want for their lives and what they want for, you know, their kids. Because some of these football players have kids and they have aspirations to go to the NFL and playing these good schools. We don't even have to play the best FCS schools. We can play like the top, I say from 15 on down. We can play those schools just to see where we at. Just like Jackson State is playing Campbell. I think that's an awesome game.
Right.
For me, I think that's an awesome game. We need to do more with that.
Okay, let me get Mr. Ford in here and see what he got to say about that. Hold on just a second. Mr. Ford, you got a response to that?
Yeah, I heard, good evening, caller. And let me just say this. It ain't just football. Let me tell you something. First of all, you're talking about Jackson State spends $10 million on athletics. North Dakota State spends $30 million on athletics. That means that Jackson State, if they play North Dakota, they're $20 million in the hole. When you say that it's just football, nah, baby. Let me tell you something. If it was just football, why everybody's trying to line up with these TV? Why is everybody trying to go with ESPN? Why is everybody trying to go with Fox? Right now, I don't know if you heard this, but Florida State is in meetings right now trying to see how they can get out of the ACC and join the Big Ten because of the money. No, it ain't just football now. When you're talking about football, it's about the money, okay? And like I said, when Jackson State lines up against North Dakota State, they $20 million behind, okay? And so you say that they want to play. Listen, that I've been watching and I've been reading about it. Look at that kid James Houston. Look at the schedule he played last year. They ain't even talking about how he got drafted no more. They talking about how this boy could possibly start. Go and read all them articles about that kid down there with the Dallas Cowboys that's from Florida A&M, that defensive back. What's his name? SWAC. What's that kid?
Marquise Bell.
Bell. They ain't even talking about the fact that he's a free agent no more. You know what they talking about? He might start.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Listen, no, I ain't buying that about football, just football. No, I ain't buying that. So I'm going to say this again. What y'all need to do, what you're going to do, you're going to mess around here and you're going to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. I'm going to give it to you again. Listen to me. Go back and look at how Major League Baseball destroyed the Negro Leagues, okay? First of all, with that Jackie Robinson signing, all right? Then I want you to go back and read that book. They just put his name in there. He wrote that book called The Death of Rhythm and Blues. It ain't just football.
Right.
It ain't just football. If you think that way, I understand, but I'm just telling you, go back and study the history. That's why we make so many mistakes, because we think everything is new. This is not new. There's nothing new under the sun. Go back and study the history. All right?
All right. Let me let the caller get the last word. Go ahead, caller.
I understand all that, Mr. Ford, but coming from actually playing college football and coming and talking to FAMU football teams, I personally talk to each individual player. They understand the analytics. They understand, it comes with money. They understand all that stuff you're saying. They understand that. But at the end of the day, some of them kids will lay their life on the line to play that game. Some of them kids will say, if it was my last play, I want to go out like that. That's how some of them kids think. Some of these kids, I'm talking about the kids. I ain't talking about the athletic department. I ain't talking about CNN. I ain't talking about Fox. I'm talking about kids, grown men that want to do better for themselves and better for their families to play these games. If J.J. Watt can be a walk-on, if Xavier Smith can be a walk-on and go to the NFL, that's his dream. You can't take that away from a kid with all this money and TV deals. if they want to play that game, that's how they feel. That's what I'm talking about. I understand the money part and the news and, you know, we need to stay in our conference. Yeah, we need to stay in our conference, but we need to play these games and see where we at so we can update draft stock so we can get a second round draft pick, third round draft pick. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, I appreciate you putting your input in on the show. Appreciate that. Thank you for the call. All right. I mean, I kind of see what he's saying. He's saying that, you know, these big time money games or playing these schools that's on a higher level is gonna put the spotlight on our players and get them a chance to really show out in front of the scouts. So it is a benefit playing schools like that. But I also see what Mr. Ford is saying. You don't want to be, you know, you don't want to be pimped out by another school. You don't want to be the school that's making money for another school when you're not benefiting from it. You're playing these big time schools, you're getting blown out. That's not going to be a good look for your school, but these other schools are getting publicity from it. So I understand both sides of it. Mr. Ford, you got something to add?
Listen, your last caller, go back and tell him to look at the schools that Michael Strahan played when he was at Texas Southern and he went first round. Go back and look at the schools that Jerry Rice played against when he was at Mississippi Valley and he went first round. Go back and look at the schools that Aeneas Williams played when he was at Southern. And not only did he go early in the draft, but he went to the NFL Hall of Fame. They're not looking at schedules. They're looking at individual talent. Let me repeat myself. This Marquise Bell kid that's out there with the Dallas Cowboys, it ain't come up no more that he went as a free agent and that he was not drafted. What they talking about now is, this kid gonna start. There's a possibility he's going to start. They've already said James Houston not only gonna make it, they talking about he might start. I'm trying to tell y'all, they look at individual talent. It ain't about whether or not you play North Dakota State. It's individual talent. Can you fit into our program?
Right. Well, let me let everybody know this. So the phone lines are open, y'all. If y'all want to call in, 657-390-4814. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all pulling up. So, Mr. Ford, what do you think about the SWAC MEAC challenge? Who you think gonna win?
Man, you know I'm pulling for Alabama State, man.
Yeah.
I'm a psycho. Listen, I got to go to the game because I done told y'all. I'm gonna say this again to y'all. If that boy, not that boy, but if that offensive coordinator, Harry Williams, is good, baby, y'all better watch out for Alabama State because they got everything. They got a 5-star quarterback. They got all kind of veterans. They done brought in all kind of kids from that transfer portal. They had good high school. They got everything. The only thing, the biggest question mark for them is this guy, Harry Williams, just like I keep telling y'all about down there at Southern. You ain't got to worry about it. Eric Dooley going to score 35 and 40 points a game. That ain't going to be no problem at Southern.
Right.
It's whether or not that man, Henry Miller, can produce a championship defense. That's what it's all about. I done told y'all, all these schools in the SWAC got players. We have been bombarded with Power 5 players. It's down now to the coaches, to the ADs, to the presidents. That's what it's about now. Everybody got players.
All right, let me hold you right there, Mr. Ford. I'm gonna get to some of these callers.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, we at 102 likes. It's over 200 people in here. Come on now, y'all. Like the stream so we can get the stream out to more people. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me get the next caller. Hold on just a second. What's going on, caller? You live. Talk to me.
Hello.
What's going on? You live.
Yes, sir, brother. This is Road Dogg in Tampa, Florida, calling.
Okay.
With all due respect, Mr. Campbell, I agree with you from the standpoint of us slightly being pimped, but this game is getting a little too expensive to stick with just playing each other. We've got to decide just how serious we want to be in the realm of relevance. If all we want to do is play each other, then my question is why stay at the FCS level? when we could all 4 conferences just be Division II and play each other and a handful of, regional white schools around us. Because I'm like, just like the caller that was just on there, we've got to decide just how relevant we want to be in this, because this money is getting too big and the level of expectation is getting too high for even our own kids to want to just say, all right, well, we just going to play, Virginia Lynchburg and stuff, and call it, halftime and stuff. I think these kids today, they want to play the North Dakota States, the Kennesaw States. Now, I'm a FAMU grad. I want to play Kennesaw State. One, because our former athletic director is the athletic director at Kennesaw State. And two, I believe a game against Kennesaw State in Mercedes-Benz Dome would make everybody money, regardless of the outcome of the contest. So I think, as opposed to, like you say, going to A&T and going to Fargo, we need to start playing in cities like your friend said, Chicago, or we played them in Indianapolis, because right now we've got a bunch of classics that are dying on the vine right now. Indianapolis, New York, Chicago, all of these we used to have classics that were thriving out here, but we've let them die on the vine because the game is losing its relevance. The actual physical game is losing its relevance. The HBCU, the halftime, the dancing dolls and all that kind of stuff, that's all well and good. But it's about football and it's about kicking some heads in. And I think it's time for us to start manning up. Now, the Jackson State Campbell game, I'm looking forward to that game, because that's the kind of games we all need to be playing. Southern playing LSU, well, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but hey, I give them all the kudos in the world for scheduling it. But it's time for us to start manning up and really kicking in some heads, because the future is going to be in HBCUs and PWCs knuckling it up and making this FCS into something, because FBS is about to implode. Once the second USC loses to like Maryland and Rutgers or something like that, and UT starts losing to Kentucky, dude, FBS is going to become a joke. And FCS having a championship and a playoff, man, it's going to be great. But we got to be a part of it.
All right, I got you. Let me see if Mr. Ford got anything to say. Now, see, what my thing is, I hear what you're saying, but Mr. Ford, I think what he's saying is that when we play those big schools like that, we're not getting anything out of it. But respect. Y'all you want clout, but when you're playing other FCS schools, so they'll give you a little respect, but they're not going to give you that much respect, because it's outside. They never really gave us that respect when you think about it.
Well, how are you going to get it if you don't go out and play? Now, we went out there and we lost to Southeast Louisiana, but hey, we went out there and played. What had we won? Had we won that game, it'd be a different thing. Now, I'll put the onus on my own alums and boosters that we should have ponied up the money to host that game. Maybe the outcome would have been different, but we wouldn't have had to go to Louisiana. Your guy that said that FCS playoffs is a waste of time. Hell no, it's not a waste of time. What the hell are we playing for? If all we're going to play for is the Celebration Bowl, now there's no knock on the Celebration Bowl, but let's be honest, most people's seasons are over before October. So then what you playing for after October? Your season's over almost before your homecoming, so now you're just playing at this for the rest of the year. Dude, the Missouri Valley Conference, they put 4 or 5 teams in the playoffs. CAA puts 3-4 teams in the playoffs. What's saying that the SWAC and the MEAC both can't put multiple teams in the playoffs? We just got to be serious about this, man. These like I say, North Dakota State, they may have twice the budget and stuff, but when you put your 11 guys on the field against my 11 guys, let's knuckle this thing up. We just got to want this stuff a little bit better. And it's getting too expensive to just settle for the same old, same old.
All right, I got you. I mean, I let you get your point out. Mr. Ford, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah, let me deal with his first point about why these black classics are dying on the vine. Give you an example of the one that's going to be up in New York. Well, it's going to be at the Meadowlands. It's Howard against Morehouse. Okay, first of all, Howard is FCS. Instead of those people inviting one of these schools from the SWAC, you go and get Division II Morehouse, who probably don't even have 20 football scholarships. Okay, so you deserve to die on the vine. Now, what happened with the Circle City? That was a minister out there who started that, and that Circle City was good for many years. He contracted prostate cancer and died. And after that, they've had nothing but mismanagement with that Circle City Classic. That's why they're not having it anymore. It's not that the schools and the thing, it was mismanagement. So when you mismanage these classics, yeah, your classic gonna die on the vine. Okay, now let's go back to you. You were saying something about
Mr. Ford, let me get to the next caller because I got a lot of calls coming in. Let me get to the next caller. Hold on.
Okay.
What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on? This is Mike.
Oh yeah, you outside? You driving? What you doing? Your background way too loud. Okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your background is kind of loud.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you got the window rolled down. What's going on, man?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, yeah, I love Mr. Ford, but I have a problem with the way he thinks, man.
Go ahead.
It's like he thinks too limited. You know, my question is, do you want to be the best in America, or you just want to be the best in black college football? You know what I'm saying? Because if Mr. Ford was advising Obama in 2008, he would just tell him to be the mayor of Chicago. He wouldn't even tell him to aspire to be the president of the United States. So I feel like you have to have a king's mindset where you're willing to take on everybody, you know, because Jackson State right now has some of the best football players in the country. So to me, I don't see any difference between the two institutions. And when it comes to money, really the differential in money isn't that significant. You know what I mean? Look at what Valley has to do. Valley have to play through financial limitations, you know, so I don't understand why all the excuses. I mean, I would love to see the game between these two powerhouses, you know what I'm saying? And he gets on North Dakota State all the time, but North Dakota State played Grambling in '67, you know. North Dakota State played several HBCUs back in the day. They played Billy Joe back in '93. So, you know, you can't make excuses, man. Mr. Ford, for being an educated man and a distinguished man, you know, he has too many excuses, man. And I love the brother though.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate the call. Let me get another call going, man. My man is in the 18-wheeler, getting ready to drop their shipment off. Well, let me get to the next call. Hold on just a second. Also, shout out to all the people that's donated to the channel. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button so we get the stream out. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, Mr. Ford, I got your back, man. So
I wish they would let me. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you, Mr. Ford.
Well, let me say this to the last caller. What you just engaged in is slander. Okay? Not only the slander, always remember slander is criminal. The things you said about how I felt about Obama, that's a lie. Okay, so let's if you're gonna debate me, don't slander me, because that's what you just engaged in. That was slander. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead on.
Go ahead, Jerome.
Hey, yeah, this is Jerome from Charlotte. So, you know, I totally agree with everything Mr. Ford is saying, man. To the previous caller that called in from Tampa, just a couple of points I wanted to address. Number one, you know, he is correct. It is getting very expensive in college football, right? So here's the thing. North Carolina A&T is getting a guaranteed payout to play North Dakota State, which is several time zones away, for $240,000. Like, that's not even enough money really to get their band out there. So really playing North Dakota State, A&T is going to be taking a loss if they take their football team, band, and cheerleaders all the way out there to North Dakota. Same thing for Jackson State or FAMU or any other HBCU that you guys are advocating to play at North Dakota State. At the max, you're probably going to get $300,000 payout. Now, if you have let's say FAMU, for instance, their stadium holds 25,500 before the renovation. At $30 a ticket, that's over $750,000 if you actually sell out the stadium. FAMU has been selling out their stadium every Labor Day weekend, playing Albany State, playing Fort Valley State. So when you talk about, it's getting too expensive for money, it's getting too expensive, you're absolutely right. So why would you position yourself and pimp yourself out by only getting peanuts, playing all the way across several time zones away, when you could easily schedule an HBCU and generate 3 or 4 times that amount at your home? It just doesn't make any sense. Number two, when he talks about the FCS playoffs and how, we'd have been better off, having that school from Louisiana come to Tallahassee. Here's the thing, man. The NCAA takes 70% of your gates. So what type of bad business acumen would anybody with a reputable business background agree to sign on? Let's say you sell out 25,000 seats and you make almost $800,000. The NCAA is going to take 70% of that, and you cool with that? It's just ridiculous. Like, the mindset of, aside from the racial undertones and, the historical aspect of them pimping us, financially, it does not make any sense for us to do that. It has always made more financial sense for us to play one another and to support our games. Why would we not want to appease our fan base by scheduling teams that our fans actually want to play? And Mr. Ford is absolutely correct. If you're talented, the NFL is going to find you.
Right.
With the caliber of players that are, that have recently been drafted from HBCUs, the level that they're actually performing in preseason, it lets me know that in this upcoming draft, there's going to be so many more players that are going to get drafted higher and or drafted at all, from HBCUs. So we don't have to worry about that. The guys that have matriculated at our schools, that have made it to the roster, they're actually planting those seeds to ensure that the kids that are coming behind them, they're going to have a better draft stock. But like I said, we do not need to play them, man. It doesn't make any sense financially. I'm so glad that Mr. Ford brought up the point, Jackson State and some of these other HBCUs, we are the limelight right now.
Right.
And what sense does it make for us to play one of those schools when we've already secured the number one FCS recruiting class, the number one high school player in the country, the number one fan base in the country? Like, we've done all of that without scheduling a North Dakota State or any of these other PWIs. So Jackson State inadvertently has developed a new business model for all HBCUs to mimic, but yet we got some folks who are still under that same asinine mindset that, hey, let's play these PWIs. Like, you get absolutely nothing out of it. Even if you win, you get nothing out of it. And to say, it's just a celebration bowl. Listen, I've seen several ADs from these PWIs. After that first celebration bowl, they came out to their fan base and basically stated, we need to develop a bowl model similar to what the MEAC and SWAC has done. Because we're losing money in the FCS playoffs. Here they are getting $1 million payout, and they're on ABC and ESPN. Why in the world would you try to diminish that type of? To me, man, there's Mr. Ford, you can correct me. There's some type of mental diagnosis. I want to say is it Stockholm syndrome, Mr. Ford?
There you go. Excellent. Stockholm. There you go. Thank you.
It just boggles my mind. You know what I'm saying? It just boggles my mind how we have
that's it.
The culture. We have such an awesome platform that no other FCS conferences can say that they have. Who's playing on ABC? Who's playing on ESPN like that? Who's getting $1 million payout?
Exactly.
And we just got these folks that are just so brainwashed, and it's really sad. But prayerfully, with everything that we're doing as a conference, and especially Jackson State, prayerfully people will begin to see that we are actually, I don't want to say just a blessing, but, we've got what it takes to actually buck the trend and do it for ourselves.
All right,
So
Jerome.
that's all I got.
Appreciate that, Jerome.
Can y'all hear me? Can I say this?
Let me go ahead, Mr. Ford. I got to get to the next caller, but go ahead.
For all of you who saying about this playing in the 1950s on several occasions, listen to this, on several occasions, Alonzo J. Gaither challenged the SEC to games. Nobody in the SEC would take him up on it. You know why? Because he had the best players in America. That's why they wouldn't take him up on it. Go back and study the history. He challenged the SEC throughout the 1950s to play him, and they wouldn't touch him. One year it was in the 60s, he had the fastest backfield in America. One of the people in the backfield was called the world's fastest human. His name was Bob Hayes.
All right,
Go back and look it up.
All right, Mr. Ford, let me get to the next caller.
Okay.
What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
That's right, bro. This is Zoe, bro.
What's going on, Zoe?
Listen, for the previous guy that called in, and Mr. Ford, I got you lightweight, bro. So let me level this all out, man, because there seems to be a lot of misunderstanding here. First things first, man. When we talk about the playoffs, we got to stop acting like the playoffs are this level playing field that's just fair across the board for everybody. We can't sit here and act like we have schools who have no financial issues. You know, they get everything they want from their particular state, and then we have all these other entities who are, funds shorting out, mismanaged, and everything else, dealing with racism and everything else when it comes to their state, and act like we're on the same level playing field when we play them. That's the first thing. The second thing, if the playoffs are what whoever that caller was make them out to be, then please explain to me and everybody else why everybody else in the top 10, why they're leaving the FCS like it's going out of business. And then on top of that, why are they leaving, since they care about championships, to move up to the FBS when they know they won't have a snowball chance in hell of playing for a championship? You know why? For money. Because Sam Houston State, James Madison, no matter what conference they go to, they'll be in a group of 5 conference. And as y'all know, the level of any group of 5 conference is the best thing you could do is what? Play for a New Year's Six Bowl. You will not have a chance to play for a championship. So why would they leave, knowing that they have what they have now to compete for a championship, to only go up FBS, knowing they won't have a chance in hell to play for a championship? Because it's solely about money. That's what it's always been about. But we want to sit here and dress it up to say, oh, we need to play North Dakota State. And notice they only bring up the same damn school every time, North Dakota State. You don't never hear nobody say, oh, we need to play Eastern Washington. Oh, we need to play Montana. Oh, we need to play South Dakota. They never say that. It's always North Dakota State. You know why? Because black people devalue black things. Like, we got a good product with the Celebration Bowl, and this dude is just like, we only settle for the Celebration Bowl. We're not settling for anything. It's the same thing Jackson State and the SWAC played for. It's the same thing that if we were FBS conference right now, and let's say we were in the Sun Belt or Conference USA, we're playing for the same shit. To win your conference championship and to go to a bowl game. Same shit. They just got more money per game, and they get more scholarships. It's the same outcome, the same goal. I guarantee you, if I had a kid playing the Southern Miss right now, when they recruit him, you know what they're gonna tell him? Our goal when we start this season is to win the Sun Belt and try to get to a bowl game. Same thing the SWAC and the MEAC is doing. Oh, but because it's us and it's black, we want to minimize it and then tell them, oh, you know what I'm saying? We devalue it because it's us. That's exactly what's happening.
Right.
So again, when we talk about the money, and that's another thing too. North Carolina A&T, they leave the MEAC to join one conference, which is in FCS, for a year, just to go to another FCS conference to go to a playoff that they so want to be in to lose money. Because the guy who told you that you take 7%, the other guy sit there and said, you know what? We should get our money together, pool our money together to try to host the game. Let me tell you how dumb that is. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna throw about $500,000 at the NCAA just so we can host a home game to give us a chance to win. And then on top of that, they're gonna take 7% of my gate. What kind of dumbass will you have to be to sit there and do that? Oh, but you know what? We went to the playoffs and we won a game though. We better than the rest of you colored. That's exactly how you sound. It's business. And then it's different for HBCUs than everybody else because guess what? Why am I going to see? I used the example last night. Okay, let's say Jackson State were to go to the playoffs. Let's say we win a national championship. But we sit here wearing the red, knowing that our football program funds the entire athletic department, just like all the other HBCUs, right? We do that, win the championship, but then now we got to cut multiple sports because we're in the red now. So what did we win? Your damn respect. And then what this idiot doesn't know as well, every single HBCU, if they cut one women's sport, do you know what all HBCUs have? A Title IX issue.
That's true.
Fact. That's fact. Man, get out of your feelings. Think logically. It's a business. And the Celebration Bowl, believe it or not, in the next upcoming year or so, the payout is going to grow. So don't sit here and tell me we got a bowl game that we could play in and possibly get $2 or maybe even $3 million payout. We're done for doing that, but we're going to play and try to win the championship where we're going to be in the red. Tell me what's this that makes? Seriously. Now, if you want to sit there and say we should play one of these jokers in a non-conference game during the regular season, fine, I'm all for that. Also, let me add this other little nugget. When it comes to playing most of these top 10 teams in the FCS, historically, whenever they sign a home with any HBCU, they will always play the first game at home. Do you know what happened to the second game? They never happened. Go look at it.
All right, let me get Mr. Ford in here.
Hold on a second. They'll either have it or they'll cancel it. So what we said is, you know what? If we'll play North Dakota State, I want to play them. Just so I can throw the middle finger to everybody. But let me tell you this: if we play them, we'll play them in Jackson first. If they don't want a home at home, then we'll play you one time like you wanted at a neutral site game. Then one time. But it's stupid to sit there as a FCS opponent to take a money game from another FCS opponent. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen North Carolina A&T do. You take a money game from an FCS opponent. It's stupid.
Can't argue with you. I can't argue with you there. Mr. Ford, you got something to say about that?
No, kudos, brother. Kudos. You can be my lawyer. Kudos.
Yeah, he's speaking facts. Speaking facts, man. I appreciate the calls, though.
Kudos.
Thank you for tuning in to the channel, and thank you for the support.
No problem, man.
All right. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. The phone lines are open if y'all want to call in, get your thoughts out. 657-390-4814. The phone lines are open. Make sure y'all hit the like button. My man came in shooting shots. Got to give me his props. Got to give me his props.
Let me say this. I think you know about last Saturday they had a SWAC picnic here in Atlanta. Did you know about that?
You said they had a SWAC picnic. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do that every year, right?
Here in Atlanta. They had all the SWAC schools, SWAC representatives were there. But anyway, I had a friend of mine. He went, and I asked him, I said, where are we now? Are we back to the Steve McNair era of the 90s? Are we back to the Jerry Rice SWAC of the 80s? Are we back to the Doug Williams SWAC of the 70s? Guess where he said we are? He said we're back to the Doug Williams SWAC of the 70s.
I think your phone breaking up, Mr. Ford.
Oh, sorry. Can you say that again?
Speak again, Mr. Ford.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. You good now?
Yeah. Okay, I was just saying I talked to a guy who went to the SWAC party here in Atlanta. It was a SWAC picnic here in Atlanta last week. I mean, all of the schools were represented. Everybody came. And the question I posed to him, I said, where are we now? Are we SWAC of the 90s, of the Steve McNair era? Are we the SWAC of the 80s, of the Jerry Rice era? Or are we the SWAC of the 70s, of the Doug Williams era? He said we're the SWAC of the 70s. That's where we are now. And the difference is that this SWAC now is being totally televised around the world.
Okay. Oh, Diamond, let me say this real quick, Ms. Ford. Diamond, appreciate that donation. And everybody talking about I got sound effects. Yeah, I've been had sound effects. I just don't use them much, but I'm using them tonight. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, Avis, you said you can't hear me?
No, your phone was breaking up. It was going in and out, but I think it's okay now. You sound clear now.
I can get on another phone. If you want me to get on another phone?
Yeah. Just call back on the other phone. Yeah, because it keep breaking up.
All right.
Yeah, y'all. So the phone lines are open if y'all want to call in 657-390-4814. I mean, I understand the argument. Like I said, I think North Dakota State, they just trying to get some clout. That's all they doing is clout chasing right now. We got a call coming in. Let me get this one. Hold on just a second. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Yes, sir. How you doing? Calling you from Mississippi. I just want to say this is my second time listening to you, and you seem to be a very good journalist, but I want to give you some small advice. Don't let the callers control the time that you have, because I heard one of them say, well, hold on a minute. He kept going rambling.
Yeah.
You set the tone, and you know how to do it. You're very, collaborative, but you have to let them know, look, you got 1 minute. When it gets to be that rambling, cut them off. Don't let them control your time, and keep doing what you're doing, young man. Have a great night.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I have the power to cut off anybody whenever I want, but I try to let people get their thoughts out. I try to be real nice about it, but sometimes people do go overboard. They get passionate. They get real passionate. They're going off. They think what they're saying is the gospel, so they just really going in. And sometimes you just have to stop them. But I try to be lenient and let people get their thoughts out. But yeah, I understand what the caller is saying. Let me get to this other call. Hold on just a second. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Yes, I just wanted to say this to Mr. Ford. When he's going back to the 50s and 60s and all of them years in the 70s, this is a new era. This was created by President Obama through the Port and through Congress. This was legislated. That's the top. That's where the top credit should come from. This is not about all this stuff. The quality of play in the SWAC is improving because the Port people are transferred. Dion benefit mainly because the players prefer a school like that because of the Port. This is about Obama and the legislature. The NCAA can't do nothing. So what he got to say about that?
Yeah,
Dr. King for years tried to legislate stuff. It was hard. He never could get anything legislated. But finally, they got Congress to do something to take the power away from the NCAA, which improved the level of players' ability to come down to that level. That's what this is all about. But we've caught it amongst the trees. Hell, it's the whole forest. The forest is what was legislated.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
All right, thank you for the call. Yeah, y'all calling in, going off on Miss Ford. Miss Ford, you got these people hot tonight. I think this Miss Ford right here. Hold on, just a second. What's going on, Miss Ford? What's going on, Caller? You live? Talk to me.
Okay, yeah. Let me address the last one more so than Obama. After that George Floyd killing, Black people decided they understood the oppression they was facing, and they started going back to their own institutions. If you want to know the truth about it, that man, the orange man, President, what's his name? Trump. Trump actually gave Black colleges more money than Obama did. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Okay, so why are these players coming back to the Black colleges? Because they want to be with their own people now. We waking up. It ain't have nothing to do with Obama. We're waking up. Okay? Now, you said that Dr. King didn't accomplish nothing. Didn't Dr. King help with integration? Didn't Dr. King help with the Civil Rights Bill? Didn't Dr. King help with the voting rights? So what are you saying Dr. King didn't do? Eventually, they did gut a lot of the stuff. But what are you saying about what Dr. King didn't accomplish? Because I thought he helped with the integration of these places. Then I thought he helped with the Civil Rights Bill. Didn't he help with the we had something called open housing. Didn't he help with that?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Ford, you can't let them get it. You can't let people get to you.
It's just amazing.
Now I will say this, y'all. We got to stop calling in, taking personal attacks on people. Like we got to stop doing that. We're not gonna do that. If you disagree, you can disagree. That's okay. But don't try to make it too personal and put words in people's mouth and say they said things that they didn't say. So we're gonna try to refrain from that. But yeah. So this North Dakota State, Jackson State thing is real spicy. It got people in their feelings. People are really passionate about what they're talking about. Let me get to this next caller. Hold on, Miss Ford. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Swag Bug.
What's going on?
This Coach Pep.
What's going on, Coach Pep?
I appreciate you giving me a chance on the line because you know I had a stroke.
Yeah.
But Mr. Ford is right.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the game for 40 years, and I trained 4 NFL players. The fastest guy in the major league. I've trained the #1 high school recruit in the United States, and I done sent players all around this United States, from UCLA, LSU, Louisiana Tech, Texas A&M, Ohio State, Michigan. It's not where you play at. It's not where you play at. The draft is all kind of factors, because I said that because I had players that go to the other schools, then didn't get drafted, right? But Jackson State is not scared of North Dakota State. Dion waiting for the odds to get in his favor. They play on a dorm field. Jackson State play on a outdoors, and Sam Houston done beat North Dakota State 5 times, and they beat Sam Houston 2 times. Right? And Plainview done beat Sam Houston 3 times, and Sam Houston got beat them 2 times. But it's all in the works.
Mm-hmm. Coach Pep, let me get to some of these other calls. I appreciate you calling. Keep tuning in to the channel. You know you're always welcome to call. Thank you for calling, Coach Pep.
I appreciate it.
All right. That was our brother, Coach Pep. Y'all know we always give our brother opportunity to talk. You know, like he said, he had a stroke, so I appreciate y'all for bearing with him. He always giving up good game, though. Also appreciate y'all for donating to the channel. You know who you are that donated. Let me see. Let me go up and shout out these people that gave the super chats. Hold on just a second, y'all. It's way too much scrolling, but shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Mr. Ford, you on the line now. You can go ahead and talk if you got anything to add.
Listen, I talked to some people from FAMU. Now, the word that's coming out of Tallahassee is this: there's a mandate from the alumni and from the students there at the school. They want the SWAC championship. They are not going to allow this North Carolina game this Saturday night to stop them from doing it. Now, this is what I'm hearing. They're going to play the main starters maybe one half. They're going to treat it like a preseason NFL game. Then you're going to see a lot of the reserves play the second half, because they don't want to risk any injuries. Because let me tell you this, and I done said this over and over, that game, that Sunday, Labor Day weekend, between Florida A&M and Jackson State is going to be a black Super Bowl. And they are not going to get any of their players hurt up there dealing with in Chapel Hill on this coming Saturday night. So you can look for them to play the main players maybe a half, and then they're going to be playing a lot of reserve, because, baby, they want the SWAC. They, Jackson State had 50,000 people. When Jackson State came here, this was the largest celebration bowl ever. It had attendance of 50,000. Florida A&M is thinking they can bring 60 or 65 if they come. So the mandate from the students, from the alumni to Willie Simmons and to the Florida A&M football team is, you got to beat Jackson State because we got to win the SWAC this year.
All right, let me hold you right there, Ms. Ford. Let me get this call on.
Okay.
What's going on, Caller You Live? Talk to me. What's going on, Caller You Live? Talk to me.
Hey, thanks, SWAC Buzz. Just want to kind of call in here and say, hey, I was one of those people that was kind of favoring the North Dakota State game, but once we start going through the numbers and the money, that makes a big difference. And so sometimes when we're speaking out of ignorance, we don't know. So I appreciate when you guys are kind of throwing the numbers out there as far as the money and what the NCAA is going to take. That makes a big difference, and other than just going with emotion.
Right. And Mr. Ford said something that's very interesting. That he's saying that FAMU is not going to play their players the second half. I don't know if I agree with that. I understand trying to protect your players from injury so you can be at full strength when you play Jackson State. But, if that's a game that you see you playing UNC, a lot of scouts are going to be really touting that game up because let's be honest, these scouts are biased towards the Power 5 schools. So that's going to be their NFL auditions, those seniors or these guys that's trying to go into the draft. So I don't know if it'll be smart for them to take out, the starters and for the second half.
Well, I'll say this, Buzz. I believe that there will be more eyes on the FAMU Jackson State game than that FAMU game when they're playing in North Carolina.
That's fair. You might be right about that.
There'll be significantly more eyes.
Yeah, Mr. Ford, you're on if you want to. Get some input.
Yeah. I agree. But listen, I kind of agree with it. I think the most important game. I mean, play the North Carolina game. Okay. But I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want any of them FAMU players hurt. I want both of them teams at full strength. When they meet in Miami, I don't want anybody on FAMU injured. I don't want I know it's football, and I know people get hurt. I want to see what everybody's saying. I want to see this Black College Super Bowl, and I believe that's what it's going to be.
All right.
So SWAC Buzz, I'll say this, and I'm landing the plane.
Go ahead.
Just a suggestion. If you could help us with understanding the money and the contracts behind the issue here, like, hey, a Jackson State playing a North Dakota State, here's the layout for the money, then that's going to educate everyone right there. If we could get something like that, I think that would change a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, and I'm going to start doing a little bit more digging deep into the numbers so I could definitely have that information for y'all and really provide that feedback. Well, appreciate the call. Let me get to the next caller. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, have a good one now.
All right. Let me get this caller. This caller called like 3 or 4 times, and I've been trying to get you on, but I finally got you on. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
What's going on, man? I got a couple times I want to talk on.
Go ahead.
Just give me a minute. All right, the North Dakota State and Jackson State thing.
Mm-hmm.
It don't benefit Jackson State playing that game. It benefits North Dakota State. If the HBCU wouldn't had all that hype, North Dakota State wouldn't even be talking about Jackson State. They only want to play that game because of what Jackson State is. Now, excuse me, I'm gonna say some things some people may not like. Now, let me tell y'all something. Something the white man has done all through the years. When a black man gets something good, the white man tries to take it away from him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all North Dakota State is trying to do. They want to play Jackson State to take all that hype so the hype can go on them. All right? That's the only reason. That game don't make no sense playing it. Playing it in Jackson, in North Dakota, in San Diego, wherever. It don't make no sense playing it. So that's all they're trying to do is take the hype away from Jackson State. Now, for the I honestly think the guys say they need to play a half. You don't really. All they got to do is play one quarter, and the scouts can see what they can do. You can get an eye and kind of get an eye what they got to do. I think Willie Simmons, if the game is winnable, Willie Simmons is going to play his board. But if the game gets out of hand, Willie Simmons they're gonna pull him.
Yeah,
I think
that makes sense.
They want to win. They want to win. If the game is winnable, he's gonna play them. Because them beating, you know what I mean. But if it gets out of hand, he's gonna pull them. And all they really need to do is play one quarter for the South to see what they can do. They ain't gotta play no 4 half. That's all I gotta say about man.
All right, that's fair. All right, thank you for the call. Let me get the next call on. Hold on, y'all. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
What's going on, man? Going on SWAC Buzz. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. I'm calling from Jackson, Mississippi. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Ford for giving out this history, because I'm a big history person as well. And at the first when I heard about the Jackson State and North Dakota State game, I kind of was in favor of, just like the last caller said, about playing this game, just for the simple fact that we could possibly beat North Dakota State and make a statement and earn that respect. But when y'all laid out, the financial side of it, that really put things into perspective, because I marched in the boom for 5 years. I just graduated this past spring. So I know, when it comes to traveling and stuff like that, like somebody was saying for A&T, the money that they were getting isn't barely going to even cover the cost just to bring that band all the way over there. So it definitely makes sense for Jackson State to not play that game. And I know, like, back in the days, like Walter Payton days, schools like that, they weren't even trying to even look at playing any SWAC schools, because they knew, what was going to happen. They were going to be. But now that, SWAC schools are in the position that they are now, that's why they're so eager to play us, But, looking at this FAMU game, like Mr. Ford said, it's definitely going to be the Black Super Bowl. I'm expecting a really, really big turnout. It's going to be a really, really big game, anticipated game. And, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say.
All right, thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Let's see what we looking like on the likes, man. Let's see what we at right now. We got over almost 280 people in here. Let's see what we at on the likes. 187 likes. Come on, y'all. We got to get at least up to 230. We can get 230 tonight. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Also, the phone lines are open. I'll take a few more calls. 657-390-4814. Let me get the next caller. Hold on, y'all. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me. All right. He hung up. Call if you want to call back, you can call back. You just hung up when I answered. Mr. Ford, you still there?
Yeah, still here.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So,
well, let me make this point. I want to make this point.
Go ahead.
Okay, and it's add on to a point I made maybe a week ago. Remember now, the state of Mississippi gave what's the head coach at University of Mississippi, Lane Kiffin. They gave him a $3 million raise. Mm-hmm. He's up to $7 million a year. Alabama just gave Nick Saban a new raise. He's up, I think, to $11.7 million. But what they're concerned about is about them black athletes in the SEC getting money. See, it's all right for them to get millions, but they don't want no money in their players' hands. See, why is it we don't understand that? Why we don't understand that's slavery? That's plantation. Why we don't understand that? But we rather go build that man's house than build our own house. Instead of building the house at Jackson, building the house at Alcorn, building the house at Mississippi Valley, we want to go help Lane Kiffin build his house. No, okay, so no, I don't understand that.
And Nick Saban just got a new deal extension.
That's what I'm saying. But what he said in Atlanta was there's something got to be done about the NIL, because to me he's saying he didn't want to see all them black athletes, because the SEC ain't number black athletes, especially in football. Okay, but you don't want them to get no money. I don't understand that, and we don't get that. You know, soon as we start building our house, soon as he called, we got to go be at his house.
All right, let me get the next call on. Hold on just a second. What's going on, Carl? You live? Talk to me.
This is Gabriel Green again.
Oh,
how you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, how you doing?
Mr. Ford, I agree with you. You know, that's why they call it the SEC, the Slavery Eastern Conference.
There you go. I like that. I like that one, bro.
I know y'all wrong for that.
I like that. I like that one.
I mean, but it's been like that for years, man. You know, plenty of NFL players that used to play for these schools. You know what I'm saying? They go to the games all sold out. Then they get back to their dorm and can't put two bologna sandwich, two pieces of bologna together to make a sandwich.
Right.
You know, so it's ridiculous. And then you know, I'm gonna say this right here. You know, FAMU, they have I think North Carolina coming up.
Yeah, they got the Saturday night. Saturday night. It's on the ACC network. I think it's 8 o'clock game. I think.
Okay, and see that's an advantage to Jackson State because the Tar Heel is going to beat the Tar Heel out of FAMU.
Yeah, that could get rough.
Bottom line. But
I don't know, man. I want to see what FAMU going to do against them. I don't think they're going to win, but I want to see what Willie Simmons could do against a Power 5 school like that. I don't think it's going to be like a
let me say this about North Carolina. Ever since Mac Brown has been back in Chapel Hill, every recruiting class he's had has been in the top 20. Here's the problem. They've been underachieving. In the top 10 list of underachieving schools, it's North Carolina, it's University of Miami, it's Florida State, it's Texas, it's Southern Cal, UCLA. But here's the problem. They went and got a guy from Army. His name was Jay Bateman. He was supposed to run the defense for North Carolina. Mac Brown brought him there from West Point. His problem was he had them great super black athletes reading and reacting. That's not the way we play. We hit and go and run to the football. That's why he has brought back that old coach from Auburn. That was his defensive coordinator down there at Texas. Gene Chiswick, isn't it Gene Chiswick? See, he's brought Gene Chiswick back to Chapel Hill. What Gene teaches is hit and run to the football. He don't want you doing a whole lot of thinking. He wants you to play instinctively. Once again, hit and run to the football. So North Carolina is going to be better now. They were underachieving these last 2 or 3 years, but they're going to be better. They're going to be better. And let me tell you, ever since Mac Brown has been there, they've had a top 20 recruiting class. They just been underachieving. They got athletes at Chapel Hill now. Don't get me wrong. We're talking about the flagship university in the state of North Carolina. You're talking about at least 40,000 students.
Right.
All right, go ahead and finish up your point, Gabriel, so I can get to the next call.
Okay. I'm gonna ask this, and I'm gonna get off. Okay, so the HBCU GO and what's his name, Byron Allen. So
yeah,
he sold the licensing right of the SWAC to I think CBS, Fox,
right,
NBC, I believe. So he's getting that money, and the SWAC isn't. Now, from what I understand too, I guess on the flip side of that, what I'm gonna try to make, and I'm gonna get on off, is this right here. CBS, this is the last year that they're gonna show SEC game. And I think after this season, SEC, I think they'll strictly be on ESPN. So this would be a big chance, if like say, if HBCU, especially the SWAC, can get the numbers, this would be a big chance for the SWAC to really get on CBS. Talk about that, and I'm gone.
I appreciate it.
Listen, before you go, let me just say this. We in the SWAC, we can't get around the fact that Dr. Charles McClellan and them has got to pump that money into the SWAC network. We can give it to Byron Allen. Like I asked my wife, if Byron Allen can do all of that, do we need ESPN? Because she's a business person. I'm a history person. She says we need ESPN. I don't think we need them. From what Byron Allen is doing, I don't think we need ESPN. But
what's going on, Collie Live? Talk to me. I'm gonna put you back on, Miss Ford. Just give me a moment. Go ahead, Collie Live.
Hey, what's up, Swag Buzz? No, I just called in. I've been listening to the show. Wanted to call in to support Mr. Ford with this because he's absolutely on point.
Right.
I've never understood black fans, if they call themselves that, pushing to play white schools so early in our rebuilding. Because, you know, like I always tell people, we're just starting to rebuild our programs. And think about it, they immediately want you to jump into a game with the South Dakotas and the North Dakotas and teams like that who have been building programs for decades and who have higher budgets. I think the SWAC could be one of those conferences that could build themselves up on their own, the SWAC and the MEAC and other HBCU teams. Instead of pushing for think about this in the past, when the SWAC and the MEAC could go to the playoffs before the Bayou Classic, they would only take one team out of each conference anyway. So it's not like you were getting 3 or 4 teams in. One caller earlier said, well, everybody know the season was over with. Hell, when you got 1 or 2 losses in the past, you knew your season was over with. Even if you went 9-2, they were only going to select the team that was like 10-1 or the team that won the conference to go to the playoffs. So there was no difference. But now you have a game in the Celebration Bowl. And instead of us putting down the Celebration Bowl, let's continue to build it up. Let's continue to grow it. Let's make it a big thing. Last year, Dion was able to bring celebrities. They got I think 3 million viewers watched the Celebration Bowl. You had 40 to 50,000 people in the stadium. It was a big deal last year. On my social media, people never talked about the Celebration Bowl. It was a buzz last year. So keep building it up, and instead of talking about the playoffs, let's talk about developing another bowl game. Or maybe 2 more teams, or developing HBCU playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, developing HBCU playoffs, and you don't need them to show that you're the best. You continue to build your programs, and guess what? You're going to play some of them teams out of conference. You're going to play some group of 5 teams, and you're going to get some wins, and you're going to beat some of them teams in the season that's going to validate the playoffs and who you are. But you don't have to stress the fact. Dion is in year 2 of building this Jackson State program. And they already trying to throw him to the wolves just so they can knock him down a peg. And when you have other black content creators on YouTube that's co-signing this crap, and when they went talking about Jackson State 2 years ago, it's just bullshit crap. Just I don't want to say shit, but it's bull crap. But just this is what I say, and I'll let Mr. Ford go, and I'll jump out. Build the SWAC up. Build what you have. We have 12 teams. We got FAMU and Bethune-Cookman. We got a strong 12. Let's say hypothetically, by the luck by luck, we could get a Tennessee State to join, or we could get another school to join the conference. Now you have a super conference on the FCS level.
Mm-hmm.
Add another bowl game, or either go to a playoffs and build your own stuff and build money and go get that TV deal. That's the most important thing for the SWAC, is not playing South Dakota and winning a single football game. I love football. I played at UAPB for 3 years.
Right.
But I know it's about business. That's my call, man. Appreciate you for letting me cook.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get Otis on here. Oh, hold on, he just hung up.
I want to piggyback off something he said.
Go ahead, Ms. Ford.
Can I add? Okay, he hit on something. He said what we should be talking about now, and this is what I'm saying. What we should be talking about now is every SWAC school should have a budget of $16 million. Now, why $16 million? Because that's the average budget in FCS. And so I'm saying one of the things we need to be is 2 things. Number one, we got to call Dr. Charles McClellan and tell him he's got to put the necessary funds into that SWAC network. Our SWAC network, which should be just as good as the ACC network and the SEC network. The second thing is we got to make our revenue sharing better so that every SWAC team has at least $16 million to spend on athletics. We got to do that. We can't get around that.
Right. Caller that just hung up, you can call back. I'll take 1 or 2 more calls, and then we'll shut it down tonight. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It's important for y'all to hit the like button. We over 200. Appreciate that. But if we can get to 250 tonight, that'll be great. Phone lines are open if y'all want to call in. Phone number 657-390-4814. Y'all can call in and get your thoughts out if you want to get your thoughts out on the show. But yeah, Ms. Ford, this whole topic is crazy how, it stirs things up. Like, people just get real flustered when it comes to this PWI HBCU talk. I would definitely like to see the HBCUs incorporate another bowl game. I would like to see a bowl game on the D2 level as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's another way that they can make money.
I'd like to see a Final Four between. I'd like to see a Final Four between the MEAC and the SWAC, and a Final Four between the CIAA and the SIAC. It would be great, and we can do it.
Yep.
Listen, we got
14 playoff. Yep.
And let me just say this about black people. Now, y'all don't believe it. Y'all talking about go back and do your research. I'm gonna tell you, go back and do your research. Do you know that when black people pay their bill, they got $2 trillion to throw away on discretionary income? And you know what we do? We go and engage in. We go buy prostitutes. We go buy all type of alcohol. We buy illegal drugs. This is what we do. We can do anything we want to do. We got $2 trillion in discretionary income. Go and do your research.
Let me get this other call on.
But that's what you want to do.
All right, let me get this other call on, Ms. Ford. He's been calling a few times. Hold on just a second. What's going on, caller? You live. Talk to me. Finally got you on.
Hey, SWAC Buzz. How you doing tonight?
Doing great.
All right. How you doing, Mr. Ford? How you feeling?
Hey, how you doing?
Mr. Ford, I remember a long time ago when you was talking about how TCU and South Carolina State should start that super conference. I think this is the perfect time that we should start that with all the momentum we have right now.
Right. Oh, listen, let me tell you something. This would be so beneficial to Tennessee State. But like I tell everybody, because SWAC Buzz will tell you, the lady who is the president of Tennessee State, she taught SWAC Buzz, Dr. Glover. Dr. Glover is a brilliant woman. Yep. She has a PhD in business. She has a law degree, okay? But she doesn't understand what's going on in black college football, because Tennessee State, they are nothing but a shell of themselves. They haven't done nothing right since Big John Merritt died. I think 1984, they went undefeated with his name was Coach Joe Gillum at the helm. And then instead of giving Joe Gillum the job, they gave it to that linebacking coach. He eventually went to Texas Southern, Bill Thomas, which was the stupidest thing they could have done. And they've been doing nothing but stupid things ever since. Listen, the SWAC has been on fire ever since Dion landed in Jackson. She's had 2 years to take Tennessee State out that hillbilly conference and join the SWAC. Okay? But then they're going to send a message to us talking about this is the Chitlin Circuit. So this is what I say. We're going to be the Chitlin Circuit and be rich, and you're going to go broke up there in that hillbilly conference called the OBC.
That's correct, Mr. Ford. Can you just imagine if like North Carolina A&T also joined as well? Because that would be the best conference ever in the whole world right now. We can really use that.
Yeah, that's what I would like. If we were gonna have a HBCU super conference, North Carolina A&T, Hampton, Howard, and Tennessee State, that will make the SWAC or whatever they name the conference. That will make that a powerhouse conference, because you got FAMU, you got Grambling, you got Southern, you got Jackson State, you got Howard, you got Hampton, you got North Carolina A&T, you got Tennessee State. Like, you got all these iconic HBCU brands. It would just be crazy. A media deal would be easy for us to get, and they would be crazy. These big time platforms, these big time companies, they would be crazy not to give the SWAC a sweet deal for all that content with those iconic brands. But go ahead, you can go and finish your point.
No, I really totally agree with you, because what Coach Prime doing down there with y'all is amazing, and I'm glad that he's there Because just imagine, I'm a kid from Newark, New Jersey, just watching SWAC stuff. We don't really get that much SWAC media stuff down here in Newark, New Jersey, and with Coach Brown, it's just amazing. I really appreciate him, and I really appreciate Jackson embracing him like this. And this is like the best thing that ever happened to us.
All right. Thank you for the call. Let me get the next one. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. This might be the last call. What's going on? Calling you live. Talk to me.
Hey, SWAC Buzz. I'm calling back. I attended Alabama A&M, but graduated from Troy University. And so let me tell you about the Sun Belt in about 10 seconds. Troy University has 2 goals every year in the Sun Belt Conference. That's win the Sun Belt Conference and go to a bowl game. And that's it. And so when we looking at the SWAC, winning the SWAC and playing in the Celebration Bowl, that's no different than the Sun Belt Conference. And in the Sun Belt Conference, they spend about $7.5 million per football team. The conference that spends the most in the group of 5 is the Atlantic Conference, I think it is, and they spend about $16.5 million. But the Sun Belt spends the least amount, 7.5, and the most is the American, I think it is, which is like 16.5. Just want to say that to let you know that, hey, coming from a PWI, that's exactly what they do.
All right. Thank you for the call. All right, Mr. Ford, we're gonna let you close us out. Give me just a moment. Mr. Ford, you there?
I just want to say to all the people that's on the line, we don't have to speculate anymore. It's here, baby. I think it's going to be an epic season. I can't wait till we have our SWAC MEAC challenge here in Atlanta between Howard and Alabama State. Now, let me say this to the Alabama State people. You know Howard ain't going to bring nobody because very few of them schools in the MEAC travel anybody. So let me say this to these Alabama State people who try to tell me that Alabama got the same kind of traveling that Southern has, FAMU has, and Jackson has. Make sure that game is a sellout. I think to be a sellout, I think it's 25,000. Like I said, don't expect Howard to bring anybody. But Alabama State, you showed the strength of the SWAC fans by making sure that game is a sellout.
Right.
Listen, y'all have a good night.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Ford. You know you're always welcome. Thank you for the call.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, and Alabama State, they're capable of it. You know, they brought a lot of people to Jackson when they packed their stadium out for homecoming. But yeah, y'all, that was the show tonight. We had a long one. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It's important for y'all to hit the like button so we can grow the platform. We're growing fast, so I appreciate y'all. I also appreciate the donation. Memphis Jag, appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. Thank you to everybody that donated tonight. That's very important. You know, it helps the platform, help us keep the show going, help us keep everything running, help us keep the lights on. But yeah, man. So yeah, we got 2 games this weekend. We got the SWAC MEAC Challenge, then we also got FAMU playing UNC. So yeah, we got a lot to cover this weekend. I'll be doing I'll probably do a pregame show and an after show. I'm not totally sure yet, but we'll play it by ear because I know it's going to be so many other platforms doing stuff. So I try to work around people's schedules so I won't have to force y'all to kind of pick what show to watch or, you know, split the audience. So I try to work around. I get with them or try to talk to them and see what they're doing and try to work around everybody. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all know I love when y'all come on and show the support. Y'all very active in the chat. Y'all be saying some crazy stuff sometimes. It just trips me out. But yeah, HBCU Overdrive. What's going on? That's HBCU Overdrive. That's another HBCU channel, y'all. Y'all should go check them out. Can't wait. Well, yeah, man. I can't wait to go to the Miami game. I have never been to Miami, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what that state is like. Give me just a moment, y'all. Hold on. Give me just a moment. Man, showing my love to my channel. Yeah, man. I'm always showing love to the channels, man, because it's important. It's important for all our platforms to be successful. Because, who else is going to talk about us but us? You got a lot of people trying to jump on the bandwagon now that the SWAC is hot. But, anything could change in the future, and we're going to need our platforms to be here to talk about our conference. He said, no SWAC, but we want your channel on Saturday night after the game. Okay, all right. Yeah, so I do something Saturday night after the game. So we can so y'all can call in, let us know what y'all think and everything. So, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. I'm gone.